ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नाम्नि। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणि। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 17, verse 17. अथाप्युपायो मम देवि चिन्त्यः सन्तोषितस्य व्रतचर्ययाते ममार्चनं नार्हति गन्तुमन्यथा श्रद्धानुरूपं फलहेतुकत्वात्. Yet because I have been satisfied by the activities of your woe, O goddess Aditi, I must find some means to favor you. For worship of me never goes in vain, but certainly gives the desired result according to what one deserves. Hmm. So the Lord said in the previous verse, saying that now the demons, they're in a favorable condition. Demons are now unconquerable, for they've been protected by Brahmanas. So use of power against them will not be at all a source of happiness. So, and now he's saying, but I'm pleased by your activities. So I must find some means to favor you. Mm. For worship of me never goes in vain, but certainly gives the desired result according to what one deserves. Mm. Mm. Yeah, so pure devotees don't desire anything for themselves. Lord favors them and fulfills their desires. But for mixed devotees, it depends on what one deserves. Mm. But Lord is saying, like, I must find some way, like, even if it is not straightforward, Lord will find some way. Mm. So, तयार्चितश्चाहम् अपत्यगुप्तये पयोव्रतेनानुगुणं समीडितः समीडितः स्वांशेन पुत्रत्वम् उपेत्य ते सुतान् गोप्तास्मि मारीच तपस्यधिष्ठितः. You have prayed to me and properly worshipped me by performing the great Payovrata ceremony for the sake of protecting your sons. Because of Kashyapa Muni's austerities, I shall agree to become your son and thus protect your other sons. So here, looks like the Lord is saying that you did Payovrata to protect your son, so I will do that. But I'm appearing as your son because of Kashyapa Muni's austerities. I shall agree to become your son. उपधावपतिं भद्रे प्रजापतिम् अकल्मषम् मां च भावयति पत्यावेवं रूपम् अवस्थितम्. Always thinking of me as being situated within the body of your husband Kashyapa. Go worship your husband who has been purified by his austerity. Naitat parasma akyeyam पृष्टयापि कथञ्चन सर्वं सम्पद्यते देवी देवगुह्यं सुसंवृतम्. O lady, even if someone inquires, you should not disclose this fact to anyone. That which is very confidential is successful, is if kept secret. So this elsewhere Prabhupada speaks about our spiritual progress. We should not disclose to everybody. It's better if it is kept secret, means restricted to only those, one or two devotees whom you're taking guidance from. You should not disclose that. श्रीशुकौवाच एतावदुक्त्वा भगवांस्तत्रैवान्तरधीयत अदितिर्दुर्लभं लब्ध्वा हरेर्जन्मात्मनि प्रभोः उपाधावत्पतिं भक्त्या परया कृतकृत्यवत्. Shukadeva Goswami said, after speaking in this way, the Supreme Lord disappeared from that very spot. Aditi, having received the extremely valuable benediction that the Lord would appear as her son, considered herself very successful, and with great devotion, she approached her husband. Actually, it is approached her husband immediately. Upadhavat, immediately went. Bhaktya, with great devotion. Savai samadhi yogena kashyapastad abudhyata pravistam atmani hare ramsham shavita tekshanaha. Being situated in Samadhi Yoga, in meditational trance. Kashyapa Muni, whose vision is never mistaken, could see that Adbhuta, Abudhyata, Budhyata. He could understand that a plenary portion of the Lord, Harehe Amsham, Hare Ramsham, plenary portion of the Lord had entered within him. So the Lord entered into Kashyapa Muni's body. Sodityam Viryamadat Adhatta Tapasa Chita Sambhritam Samahitamana Rajan Darunyagnim Yathanilaha. As the wind promotes friction between two pieces of wood and thus gives rise to fire, Kashyapa Muni, whose transcendental position was fully absorbed in the Supreme Person of Godhead, transferred his potency, Viryam, semen, into the womb of Aditi. And so the Lord looks like here. Mm, uh, okay, let's see the purport. Forest fire begins when two pieces of wood rub against one another, being agitated by the wind. Actually, however, fire belongs neither to the wood nor to the wind. It is always different from both. Similarly, here it is to be understood that the union of Kashyapa Muni and Aditi was not like the sexual intercourse of ordinary human beings. The Supreme Person of Godhead has nothing to do with the human secretions of sexual intercourse. He is always completely aloof from such material combinations. Now, from this description, it looks like it appears like the Lord has entered the semen of Kashyapa, but Prabhupada is clarifying, no, it's not like ordinary birth. Yeah, but it looks like that. Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, Samoham Sarvabhuteshu, I am equal toward all living entities. Nonetheless, to protect the devotees and kill the demons who are a disturbing element, the Lord entered the womb of Aditi. Therefore, this is a transcendental pastime of the Lord. This should not be misunderstood. One should not think that the Lord became the son of Aditi the way an ordinary child is born because of sexual intercourse between man and woman. Here, it may also be appropriate to explain, in these days of controversy, the origin of life. The life force of the living entity, the soul, is different from the ovum and semen of the human being. Although the conditioned soul has nothing to do with the reproductive cells of man and woman, he is placed into a proper situation because of his work, karmana daiva netrena. So the jiva enters through the semen into the womb of the woman. So life is not, however, a product of two secretions, but is independent of all material elements. So ovum and semen, these are two secretions in the bodies of human beings, but that's not the result. That's not the reason for a jiva to take birth. Mm. Mm. As fully described in Bhagavad Gita, the living entity is not subject to any material reactions. He can neither be burnt by fire, cut by sharp weapons, moistened by water, nor dried by the air. He is completely different from the physical elements, but by a superior arrangement. is put into these material elements. Karmana Daivanetrena. He is always aloof from material contact. Asangohyam hi ayam purushaha. But because he is placed in a material condition, he suffers the reactions of the material modes of nature. Purusha prakritisto hi bhunte prakritan gunan karanam guna sangosya sadasat yoni janmasu. Living entity in material nature thus follows the ways of life, enjoying the three modes of nature. Enjoying the three modes of nature. Mm. Even a pig enjoys. This is due to his association with that material nature. Thus, he meets with good and evil amongst various species. Although the living entity is aloof from material elements, he is put into material conditions and thus he must suffer the reactions of material activities. Living entity is aloof, meaning separate from the material elements, but still is put into material conditions and thus he must suffer the reactions of his past karma. And Jiva is put into the appropriate, enters the body of a man, enters the semen as per karmana daivanetrena. So, like if husband and wife are not having children, that is because of karmana daivanetrena. Because of their past karma, they are not able to have children. So then, what does all this all this kind of artificial treatment do? Uh, it's just like in previous times, there used to be some puja, some attempts to overcome. So this is like some effort that is being done. Krishna. And if that karmana daiva netrana, if there is destiny, if they're destined to have children, then they will have. It's not just by the process itself that children will be born. Krishna, just 1 second. अदितेर्धिष्ठितं गर्भं भगवन्तं सनातनं हिरण्यगर्भो विज्ञाय समीडे गुह्यनाम नामभिः. When Lord Brahma understood that the Supreme Lord was now within the womb of Aditi, he began to offer prayers to the Lord by reciting transcendental names. Supreme Lord exists everywhere. Andantarastha paramanu chayantarastham. Therefore, when one chants his transcendental names, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, the Supreme Lord is automatically pleased by such Sankirtan. Automatically pleased. It is not that the Supreme Lord is absent, he is present there. And when a devotee utters the transcendental name, it is not a material sound. Therefore, the Supreme Lord is naturally pleased. A devotee knows that the Lord is present everywhere and that one can please him simply by chanting his holy name. Brahmovacha Jayorugaya Bhagavan Urukramanamostute Namo Brahmanya Devaya Trigunaya Namo Namaha. Jayo Urugaya. Urugaya means unto the Lord who is constantly glorified. Bhagavan Urukrama, whose activities are very glorious. Namostute, I offer my respectful obeisances. Namo Brahmanya Devaya. To the one, unto the Lord of the Prabhupada has translated this as transcendentalist. Trigunaya. Trigunaya means is the controller of the three modes. Namo Namaha. O Supreme Lord, all glories unto you, who are glorified by all, and whose activities are all uncommon, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, O Lord of the Transcendentalists, controller of the three modes of nature. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you again and again. Namaste Prushnigarbhaya. So Prushnigarbhaya. Hmm. Aditi in her previous life was Prishni and Sutapa. So he is also Prishnigarbha because he entered Prishni's womb. Veda Garbhaya Veda Se Veda Garbha. He mm, is within, he always remains within Vedic knowledge, or we are understood only through Vedic knowledge. Okay. Veda Se, you're full of knowledge. Trinabhaya, within the stem going from whose navel live all the three worlds. So Trinabhaya means uh, from the Nabha, all the three worlds. From the stem that comes out of the Nabha, the navel, all the three worlds exist. Triprishtaya, transcendental to the three worlds. Shipi Vishtaya, who are within the cores of hearts of all living entities. Vishnave, Lord Vishnu. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, the all pervading Lord Vishnu, who entered the cores of the hearts of the living entities. All these three worlds reside within your navel. Reside within your navel, yet you are above the three worlds. Formerly, you appeared as the son of Krishna. To you, the supreme creator, who are understood only through Vedic knowledge, I offer my respectful obeisances. त्वम् आदिरन्तो भुवनस्य मध्यम् अनन्तशक्तिं पुरुषं यमाहुः कालो भवान् आक्षिपतीश्व विश्वम् स्रोतो यथान्थ पतितं गभीरम्. O my Lord, you are the beginning, the manifestation, and the ultimate dissolution of the three worlds. And you are celebrated in the Vedas as the reservoir of unlimited potencies. Ananta Shaktim. Adi Anta Madhyam of Bhuvana. Of the universe, you are the beginning, manifestation, and dissolution. And you are the reservoir of unlimited potencies. You are Purusham, Supreme Person. Mm. As waves attract branches and leaves that have fallen into deep water, you, the supreme eternal time factor, attract everything in this universe. Time factor is sometimes described as Kala Srota, waves of time. Everything in material world is within the time factor and is being carried away by waves of attraction, which represent the supreme person of God. Mm. Everything is being carried away by waves of attraction. All and Prabhupada is writing here saying that all attraction and they that represent and the waves of attraction which represent the supreme person of Godhead. Mm. So we are meant to be attracted by the Supreme Lord, but then we are being attracted by a perverted aspect in this material world, which could be something material. But our real position is to be attracted by the Supreme Lord, and that's why Krishna is called Krishna, because he's all attractive. The Lord comes and does all his beautiful Raja pastimes to attract us, to attract our hearts, which are today, unfortunately, attracted to things of this material world. So anything that we are attracted with, we should remember saying that it's just an amsha of Krishna. Mm. That amsha of Krishna itself, if a drop of that of Krishna, whatever which is attracting us, is itself so attractive, then what about Krishna himself? Mm. How attractive he should be. Yesterday I was reading something, and one of the things that was striking to me that while Krishna is anyway known to be Sundaranga, beautiful, etc., but one thing which struck me really is Krishna's nature. He's very well behaved. Even though he shows love even to peers. like his Gopalas, other Gopals, he's showing love to them. But it has a class, and he's just very nice to everybody, and everybody likes to very nice. Of course, I mean, they're Brajavasis. There's nothing wrong that they do, right? But even if he has to correct somebody, the way he will speak is such that person will feel nice being corrected. So it's amazing, the character of Krishna. Um, he's just pleasing. Yeah, that's the word. He's just pleasing to everybody, irrespective of what he's doing. Mm. Looks like even if he's killing somebody, he's pleasing to them. Just by, just by looking at his beautiful form. If somebody dies, then they are just they're happy looking at his beautiful form. So everything about Krishna is attractive. Everything about Krishna is sweet. Madhuradipater Akilam Madhuram. Somehow we have to develop this taste. Mm. Sometimes, some foods, like generally a gross example, materially low class example, like apparently people say that beer is very horrible to drink, and apparently they say that it's an acquired taste. So looks like our attraction to Krishna is also an acquired taste, though it's inherent in us, but because we are like somewhat far distant from that, we have to acquire this taste. Meaning, repeatedly, if we keep hearing about Krishna and his beautiful qualities, we'll acquire the taste for to be attracted by Krishna. Mm. And if without that effort, without that making that effort to hear about Krishna, it's pretty tough to get attracted by Krishna, because unfortunately we are attracted by things of this material world. Unless we can understand saying that Krishna is something way beyond our material attraction, or superlatively more attractive, why would we be attracted towards him? Mm. And every time we read something about Krishna, it always just seems inconceivable, meaning whatever is being described can't be imagined. And then naturally our mind will think, oh, it will be so amazing if I can experience. Mm. So Krishna attracts us by everything. Krishna and Krishna's name. Unfortunately, we are not getting attracted by those, but they have the qualities of to attract us. Name, form at least we can understand to some extent. Name also to some extent sometimes. Mm, Based on if a pure devotee is taking the names of the Lord, we might feel some attraction. Mm. Pastimes, easily we can get attracted by hearing from acharyas. Uh, then his devotees also. We read a description of Brajavasis. It simply attracts our mind. It simply drives us. We desire to become like them. This is the trigger for Raganuga Bhakti. Is when we hear about how nicely they serve Krishna, how much they love Krishna. We also feel like, I also want to be like them. And that is the beginning trigger for the path of Raganuga Bhakti. Uh, So it attracts us, but there is a quality to such hearing. Like Prabhupada says, there's a quality to the chanting. Chanting can give us Krishna prema, but there is a quality of the chanting, which means that it should be offenseless. So if we are able to hear nicely, attentively from pure devotees, from Srila Prabhupada, from other great devotees, from previous acharyas, then there's no way we cannot become attracted by Krishna. And how much ever we might be attracted materially, but that attraction to Krishna can supersede all this. It's so amazing. So anything that we get attracted by in this material world, we can simply remember It's just a drop of Krishna. Tvam vai prajanam sthirajangamanam prajapatinam asi sambhavishnuhu divaukasam devadivaschutanam parayanam naur iva majapsu. God, you're living entity and you're knowing, and you're also the generator of the Prajapatis. Is the water. You're the only shelter, offering the prayer to Lord Vishnu, saying that please help them, you are their only shelter. So this ends the 17th chapter. 18th chapter, Lord Vamana appears. Shishuka uvacha ittam virincha stuta karma viryaha pradurbhava pradhur pradurbhavuvamrutabhur adityam chaturbhuja shanka gadabja chakraha Pishangavasa nalinayate kshanaha. Itham, in this way. Virincha stuta karma viryaha. Virincha stuta. Virincha means Lord Brahma. Stuta karma viryaha. By being glorified mm, by Brahma. Pradur babhuva amruta bhur. Pradur Bhabuva became manifested Amruta Bhu, whose appearance is always deathless. Adityam, from the womb of Aditi. Chaturbhujaha Shankha Gadabja Chakraha. In four arms decorated with conch shell, club, lotus, and disc. Pishangavasa. Pishangavasa means dressed in yellow ornament, yellow garments. And Nalinaya Tekshanaha. Nalina Ayata Ikshanaha. Having blooming eyes like the petals of a lotus. After Lord Brahma had thus spoken, glorifying the Supreme Lord's activities and prowess, the Supreme Lord, who is never subjected to death like an ordinary living being, appeared from the womb of Aditi. His four hands were decorated with a conch shell, club, lotus, and disc. He was dressed in yellow garments, and his eyes appeared like the petals of a blooming lotus. So Vamanadev also appears as Lord Vishnu. The word Amrutabhuhu is significant in this verse. The Lord sometimes appears like an ordinary child taking birth, but this does not mean that he is subjected to birth, death, or old age. One must be very intelligent to understand the appearance and activities of the Supreme Lord in his incarnations. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. One should be very intelligent to understand. Brahma karma cha me divyam evam vyo veti tattvataha. To understand the Lord as he is, one has to be very intelligent, meaning there has to be some discriminatory power. And one has to hear from authorities. These two are aspects of intelligence, some level of discrimination and hearing from authorities. So when we hear from authorities, obviously we are saved. And we need discrimination to decide who is an authority. That's all that is required. Then we will be able to understand the Janma and Karma Tattvataha in truth. And I explained this many times. Actually, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, to his commentary on this verse, he says that Tattvataha means not to understand the opulence of Krishna, but to understand the sweetness of Krishna. One should try to understand that the Lord's appearance and disappearance and his activities are all divyam, transcendental. The Lord has nothing to do with material activities. It's just because we are materially entangled, we are materially contaminated. We see the Lord's activities also from that perspective. It's like a person who wears yellow glasses sees the whole world yellow. But Lord has nothing to do with material activities. One understands the appearance, disappearance, and activities of the Lord is immediately liberated. Immediately. So if you have understood that Krishna's birth Janma and karma are all transcendental. We are already liberated. What is the meaning of understanding and what is the meaning of liberated? Liberated means he understands that he is the Atma, he is part and parcel of Krishna, and that he engages in only in devotional service of the Lord. He doesn't engage in money making pursuits or sense gratificatory pursuits. That is liberation. Of course, becoming free from suffering takes some time, but he is liberated from the bondage of karma. He's not forced to work like a karmi. That is liberation. After giving up his body, he never again has to accept a material body. He never has to accept. But if he wants to accept, he can accept. But he doesn't have to accept. Uh, Please transfer to the spiritual world. So the important thing is that once we come in Krishna consciousness, we remain in touch with Krishna. That is the important thing. We remain in Krishna consciousness for the rest of our life. Otherwise, um, we might just lose the opportunity. We came in touch with Krishna and then we left Krishna consciousness in the middle. Then we can't get transferred to the spiritual world. All we have to do is just remain Krishna conscious, clearly Krishna conscious, meaning I'm not this body and spirit soul, servant of Krishna. I'm not here for sense gratification. I'm here to serve Krishna. And this, to whatever extent we are able to serve Him sincerely, if we simply do it, that is good enough. We don't have to then accept a material body. It's so simple, yet complex, yet difficult. श्यामावदातु झस राजकुण्डल त्रिशूलसच्छ्रीवदनाम्बुजः पुमान् श्रीवत्सवक्षाबलयाङ्कदोल्लसत् किरीटकाञ्ची गुणचारुनूपुरः. So again, description of the Lord's form. Shama Avadataha, whose body is blackish. And blackish, but Prabhupada is saying, no, no, not ordinary material blackish. It's free from inebriety, meaning it's perfect. Uh, Jasa Raja Kundala. Jasa, Makara Kundala, it's also called Jasa Raja Kundala. Two earrings made in the shape of sharks. Hmm. Tvisha, luster, Ullasad, dazzling, Sri Vadana Ambujaha. Vadana Ambujaha, beautiful lotus face. Srivatsa Vakshaha, with mark of Srivatsa on his Vaksha, bosom. Balaya, bracelets, Angada, armbands, Ullasa, dazzling, Kirita, helmet, Kanchi, belt, Guna, sacred thread, Charu, Nupuraha, mm, beautiful ankle bells. The body of the Supreme Person of Godhead, blackish in complexion, was free from all inebrities. He is Vadanambujaha, lotus face, decorated with Jasaraja Kundala, earrings resembling sharks, appeared very beautiful. And on his bosom, Vakshaha, Shivatsa, was the mark of Shivatsa. He wore Balaya bracelets on his wrist, armlets on his arms, and a helmet on his head, a belt on his waist, a sacred thread across his chest, and ankle bells decorating his lotus feet. So if somebody is attracted to Vamana, then they can remember this verse and this description. Madhuvrata Vrata. Madhuvrata. Bee is always hankering for honey. Madhuvrata Vrata. Vrata Vigushtaya Swaya. Virajita Sri Vanamalaya Harihi. Prajapater Veshma Tama Swarochisha Vinashayan Kantanivishta Kaustubaha. An uncommonly beautiful garland of flowers decorated his bosom, and because the flowers were extremely fragrant, uh, a large group of bees making their natural humming sounds invaded them for honey. Now just imagine, if there's one fly around us, we keep just trying to push it away, shoo it away, right? Now Lord is wearing a garland, and there's a large group of bees invading them for honey. Uh, but they don't disturb the Supreme Lord. And the Lord appeared wearing the Kaustuba gem on his neck. His effulgence vanquished the darkness in the home of Prajapati Kashyapa. So the Lord himself, in his transcendental form, has appeared. दिशप्रसेदुः सलिलाशयास् तदा प्रजा प्रहृष्टा गुणान्विताः द्यौरन्तरिक्षं क्षितिरग्निजिह्वा गावो द्विजाः सञ्जःशुर्नगाश्च दिशः प्रसेदुः. There's happiness in all directions. In the reservoirs of water like the rivers and oceans, and in the core of everyone's heart. The various seasons displayed their respective qualities, and all living entities in the upper planetary system, in outer space, and on the surface of the earth were jubilant. The demigods, the cows, the brahmanas, and the hills and mountains were all filled with joy on the appearance of the Lord. And it's the same result when people accept the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. It's the same result. They should experience the same happiness, the same pleasure, the same joy, because Nama is not different from the Lord. श्रोणायां श्रवणदादस्यां मुहूर्ते भिजिति प्रभुः सर्वे नक्षत्रताराद्याश्चक्रुस्तज्जन्म दक्षिणम्. So the Lord appeared on Shravana Dwadashi. Mm. So we have to fast, right? Because he appeared on Dwadashi. But because we have to fast the break of Ekadashi, we fast half day fully on the previous day. The 12th day of the bright fortnight in the month of Bhadra, when the moon came into the lunar mansion Shravana, at the auspicious moment of Abhijit Lagna, then the Lord appeared in this universe. Considering the Lord's appearance very auspicious, all the stars and planets from the sun to Saturn were munificently charitable. Oh, I didn't know this. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, an expert astrologer, or Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was also an expert astrologer. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur was also an expert astrologer. He explains the word nakshatra taradhyaha. The word nakshatra means stars. Tara, in this context, refers to the planets. And adhyaha means the first one specifically mentioned. Among the planets, the first is Surya, the sun, not the moon. Therefore, according to the Vedic version of modern astronomers, proposition that the moon is nearest to Earth should not be accepted. The chronological order in which people all over the world refer to the days of week is very interesting. Sunday, Monday, etc. corresponds to the Vedic order of the planets, and thus circumstantiates the Vedic version. So our week actually should start from Sunday, which is Surya. Apart from this, when the Lord appeared, the planets and stars became situated very auspiciously according to astrological calculations to celebrate the birth of the Lord. Dvadashyam savita tishtan madhyan dinagato nripa vijaya nama sa prokta yasyam janma vidur hare. When the Lord appeared on the Dwadashi, the sun was at the meridian. So this is all astrological stuff. As every learned scholar knows, this Dwadashi is called Vijaya Dwadashi. Shankadundubayo Nedur Mudangapanavanakaha Chitravaditraturyanam Nirghoshastu Bhavat. Conch shells, kettle drums, panavas, anakas vibrated in concert. The sound of these and various other instruments was tumultuous, just like in Bhagavad Gita. It's described. प्रीताश्चाप्सरसो नृत्यन् गन्धर्वप्रवरा जगुः तुष्टुर्मुनयो देवा मनवपितरोग्नयः. Being very pleased, the celestial dancing girls, Apsaras, dance in jubilation. The best of the Gandharvas sang songs, and the great sages, demigods, Manus, Pitas, and fire gods offered prayers to satisfy the Lord. The Siddhas, Vidyadharas, Impurushas, Kinnaras, Charanas, Yakshas, Rakshasas, Suparnas, best of serpents, the followers of the demigod all showered flowers on Aditi's residence, covering the entire house while glorifying and praising the Lord and dancing. When Aditi saw the Supreme Lord who had appeared from her own womb, having accepted the transcendental body by his own spiritual potency, she was struck with wonder and was very happy. Upon seeing the child, Prajapati Kashyapa exclaimed, Jai, Jai, in great happiness and wonder. So, this uh, way of expressing happiness is Jai, Jai in Vedic way of life. And if you want to appreciate somebody, you should say sadhu, sadhu, not clapping. Clapping is Western, and this is our Vedic way of life. Okay, so I'll stop here. Any questions, comments? Okay,
Prabhu,
yeah,
Dandat Pranam.
Pranam Prabhu.
Prabhu, so we're reading that statement where Prabhupada is mentioning, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning that, okay, so when we chant Hare Krishna, the Lord feels happy, right?
Mhm.
So, but I mean, a lot of times, yeah, so we don't understand, I mean, at least for me, yes, a lot of times it's maybe sounds like a mechanical chanting. You don't even realize, you know. What is the effect of it, or so I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm just thinking out loud, but
Mm.
so the Lord really pleased, even though we are, I know we're in deep ignorance now, and then we're still chanting. We don't experience all that greatness, or the sweetness of the Lord, but still we're chanting. Is Lord still pleased with that, is the question.
Mm. Okay, interesting question. Um, so one way of looking at it is that in all these worlds, uh, there are hardly very few people who are taking Krishna's name. So in that way, Krishna is absolutely pleased. And we should also understand, saying that coming to the stage of chanting Hare Krishna itself, it doesn't, it shows that actually from a neutral comparison between other jivas, we are all very elevated souls. Mm. So obviously Krishna is pleased, but he is not, he will be more pleased, when we chant attentively without offense. But he is pleased. See, in all the so much of chanting we've been doing, at least sometime we will call out the name of Krishna with either with some feeling. I mean, it might not be like pure love, but with some feeling, maybe helpless, maybe happy, maybe thankful, maybe whatever. Some emotion is underlying, some emotion. Because otherwise, we can't remain devotees. Prabhupada says this, right? If you have no taste at all, why would anybody chant? They would leave it. So there's some taste, there's something, some connection, but it's not fully blossomed. Doesn't mean that the Lord will, dismiss us off. No, He's waiting for us to, come to this when we give up all our offenses, and He will be more pleased. But absolutely, He's pleased. Very few jivas are taking His name. You should not doubt that He is pleased.
Okay.
Mm. Anything else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah, Mataji.
There's a question. Prabhu, like maybe it's not pertaining to what we read today, but Prabhu, like when we talk of guru, a pure devotee, a guru, like now we come to bhakti because of we don't come to bhakti because of karma or prarabdha. We come because of some shruti. How
Ah.
and when you become a guru, what is it? Does your karma act, or do you have to go through your karma? Do you is it prarabdha? Like because see, even a guru you meet, maybe some even there you have levels. Like it's not
Mhm.
necessary your shiksha guru knows everything, or
Yeah.
like when you call somebody a guru, he knows everything. So what is it that takes you to your spiritual master, and how do you how does he become a spiritual master? Like I mean, when you look at the journey, they also born as human being. Is it the prarabdha, or is it just that they come to show the way out?
Okay. Okay, I'm not the right person to answer because I don't know. But from whatever I've heard or whatever I've read, I can try to make a guesswork here. Um, how do we go to a guru? That is the first sign of mercy that we all know, right? Krishna's first sign of mercy towards a jiva is when he takes us to a guru. Now, obviously, when that is why this whole process of Prabhupada says selecting a guru, right? Because we might come somewhere, but then we also have to find the right address. So then we hear, and then we find that linking, that connection when we hear from a guru, and then we know that okay, this is the person who will take us back home, etc. So that's from our perspective. Now, from the perspective of a person or a devotee who can become a spiritual master, now see so few things come to my mind. Now, Shastra also says that there are different types of gurus, right? So there is a Prabhupada also writes saying that if you have a Uttama Adhikari guru, then you can make progress up to that stage. If you have a Madhyamadhikari guru, then a Madhyamadhikari guru can take you only up to being a Madhyamadhikari, and similarly a Kanistadhikari. And becoming a guru is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's order, Yare Deko Tare Kaho Krishna Upadesh. And Prabhupada says that it's not difficult to become a guru. You have to just simply repeat previous acharya. So that way there isn't like a very special qualification. But one thing that comes to my mind is lot of compassion. A devotee will possibly be willing to become a guru and take up all the headache of training disciples and taking their karma phala, etc., only if he's extremely compassionate. Otherwise, many people they might be qualified otherwise in terms of shastra, surrender, etc., but they don't want to take up guruship because it's heavy. Yeah, it's heavy, right? I mean, there'll be karmic reactions that one has to take, this, that, and all that. Maybe devotees don't like. So, one quality that I can think of is that they have a lot of compassion towards suffering souls and they feel, no, 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 it's okay. Even if I suffer, it doesn't matter. Let me help these, conditioned souls. So, possibly that's one superlative quality that is required and doesn't look like there's any other qualification required except us being a good disciple. A good disciple can become a good guru, is what is generally said. Right? So a good disciple and compassion possibly are qualities for somebody to become a guru. Now, of course, then there are some great Vaishnavas whom we know have only been sent by the Lord here for some work to do. Now, those are not in the same category as ordinary, as in there's no, there's nothing like ordinary guru, but um, yeah, somebody who's taken up the role of a guru as compared to an eternal associate of the Lord. Obviously, there's a difference. Yeah, but these are few thoughts. Others can add if they think anything.
Does karma and prarabdha play
No,
a
no,
role?
karma prarabdha is not at all in play. In the whole process of bhakti only, there is no karma prarabdha.
Okay.
There's no karma prarabdha. I mean, irrespective of. Um, yeah, irrespective of whether it is just coming to bhakti, making progress in bhakti as an ordinary, as in as a non-guru or as a guru, it has nothing to do with prarabdha is material. So one cannot become a spiritual guru by any of this.
Like probably like many devotees give very like they're taking classes and they are called guru. Like they like the non-devotees who are attending classes, they call them guru. Like then in a way they are shiksha gurus. Prabhu. Then how do they
Hmm.
also take in their karmas or they just teachers like
No, no, no.
they're
No,
just
Shiksha
teachers.
Guru is they
Okay.
are just teachers. See, but um, the technically is it's at the time of Diksha that the karma phala
Yeah.
is taken.
Yeah.
Right now, of course, I mean, is the other question is whether everybody should be called guru? No, unless one has a qualification, and one of the qualifications for also is that the guru also follows what he says. Right. So if somebody is qualified that way, then and is can guide devotees on the path of Guru Sadhu Shastra, then he can be considered as a guru. But the karma reactions and all that is only with Diksha Guru.
Like Prabhuji, like even when we when we take up when we get a when we're blessed to take a guru, like we like there's so many flavors and sometimes I mean like even the guru exhibits. So even that is
Yeah.
it is just that
Hmm, yeah.
like it
That
is
is
also
variety. That is variety. It's like in the spiritual world, there's Chandravali and Radharani.
okay.
Right. So there's always variety. And see, the Lord is Rasa Vaisahai. He is so much full of rasa. And he has different types of requirements. Right. And so he has all kinds of devotees. Right. And all kinds of devotees want to serve Krishna in different ways. So there are that way, variety is there. Um, just that variety should be authorized. That's all. Right. There's no issue with variety. Variety has to be authorized. For
Like Prabhu,
example, like
mm,
this Sahajiyas also looks like a variety, right? But it's not authorized. So that's what I meant, right? So even if there is some difference in approach or a difference in mood, bhava, etc., which might be okay as long as it is authorized.
now Prabhu, when you're talking about Sahaji, now you have Kripalu Maharaj. I mean, like we see, like, and like his disciples and his classes also. I mean, like
Hmm.
before coming, we used to hear his classes are very good and very, very like it's only about Radha Krishna. He doesn't deviate here and there, but
Hmm.
his mood is like he'll keep on saying Radhe, Radhe, Radhe only. Like, so
Hmm.
that is not authentic. Like even if you're in
Okay.
the
Okay,
that is not.
I'm not sure. I'm not heard him. Does he speak tattva?
Yes, he does.
What tattva does he speak?
Whatever like how we speak, but then he it is usually I don't know if it is it's a long time Prabhu before coming, like he talks about Krishna, Radha and all that, and the appearance exactly like what it is. Even Mukunda Swami talks about it like it, but I don't know if the Seja mood of it. Yes, he is a Seja, which is very obvious in the way of dressing and all that. So is that authentic or no?
I can't comment. I mean, unless I have more information. I've heard and I can understand the philosophical alignment with our parampara, etc. I mean, I can't comment. I have to know that person, right? I can't just comment on somebody.
No, no problem. Like when like now when these Sahajias they go to Barsana, they are in Vrindavan, they're chanting Radhe Radhe Radhe. So they get some sukruti. That's all.
No,
But it is
because see,
not.
just because somebody is chanting Radhe Radhe is, I mean, why are we calling them Sajiyas?
I because they behave like Radharani or they behave like a feminine.
Oh, okay, because they're externally dressed like gopis.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So then, see, because these Apasampradaya also, there are characteristics. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur actually is gone into a lot of details. And, Bhakti Siddhanta Vaibhav also has some details. So we should, if when we are classifying somebody as one of these Apasampradayas, we should be clear about their qualities. And if they match those Apasampradaya qualities, then they're Apasampradaya. And we can't define what that Apasampradaya is. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, they've already like defined, right? So accordingly we can judge. But it's yeah, it requires some philosophical and clear understanding to be able to do that. I mean, somebody should have studied all this before they can comment. I'm not.
Thank you, Prabhu. Like it was, sometimes certain things, like I'd gone to Barsana for Holi, and when the whole lot of them, the whole lot, I think they were all dressed up as surgeons, and and they were like not breathlessly chanting Radharani's name. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they will get mercy, right? Because it can't be that they cannot get mercy, but it also depends on if they're offending. So, which is why we have to go into a little bit understanding of their mood and how scripturally what it means. I mean, is it see now you if somebody is taking Krishna's name and but offending, then it's no use, right? So similarly, so we have to understand whether it's considered appropriate, is it considered offensive? So then so many things will be involved before we can. But generally, if you just say they're taking Radha, Radha, of course, Radha's name has the potency, but their quality of chanting, their mood, their philosophical understanding, so many things will have to be considered before we can say.
yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Interesting questions as usual. Anything else? Anybody?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I just wanted to add to this question which Mataji asked
Yeah.
because I have also seen his lectures and at some point of time. So one thing is very clear. Um, he gives Tattva Gyan on some of the things
Mm-hmm.
which is as per Shastra. But one thing which I noticed and also many other god brothers of our ISKCON have also noticed that he sometimes says that नाम लेने से कुछ नहीं होगा मन से भक्ति करनी होगी. So
Uh-huh.
definitely there are few offenses which are there as per what Prabhupada taught us, that the faith in the name, holy name is not there. So I don't think it is an authentic parampara definitely. And second thing is he doesn't come from Guru Parampara.
Okay.
It is not known who is his guru
Ah,
and also from which parampara he comes. So according to these two deviations, there
yeah.
is a clear deviation that we should not follow him.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Okay. If
And
there's
these are
nothing.
the and
Yeah.
these are the instructions which I have got from senior godbrothers, Priya Govind Prabhu,
Okay.
and also Guru Maharaj once said because he knows Kripalu Maharaj.
Okay.
So he says that it's not good to follow him. Uh, that's what
Okay.
is recommended. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. We'll
Hare
disconnect.
Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare
Yeah.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, Sahajiyas, they need not necessarily dress in uh, like
Yeah.
Gopeshna Prabhuji.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sahajiyas
Yeah.
is someone who has taken devotional service lightly. What I
Yeah.
heard
That is.
is Bhakti Vinod Thakur Maharaj, he has identified 13 Apaparamparas, and we strictly do not, some of them chant even the names of Krishna, but they think that they've already become a Gopa boy. So that is how they have the relationship with Krishna.
Yeah.
So Sahajiyas, they sometimes it seems what I heard is they are in a normal devotee dress, but in the mind they think that they've already been elevated. So we should be
Yeah.
very careful when we go to Vrindavan. That is what I was told.
Yeah. So Sahajiyas means both. I mean, Sahajiya also means taking bhakti lightly, and one set of one group of people who take bhakti so lightly is think that by just wearing a dress of a gopi, I'll become a gopi. So that is also Sahajiyism only. That's the manifestation of that taking lightly business. But yeah, even somebody who's not necessarily dressing themselves as a gopi, but is taking bhakti lightly, I can do anything. I am this, I am that. Yeah. So that boundaries are there and definitions. Like I said, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Bhakti Vinod Thakur very extensively described all these apasampradayas. So one who reads them will have a much clearer, sharper understanding. I've not read so much, so I don't know.
The safest for us is to listen only to ISKCON within ISKCON fold, not to hear anybody. That's all, Guruji. That's what I feel.
ISKCON also questionable. I mean, we can't generalize
Mm.
uh, because there is also a lot of mixed devotion happening in
Mm.
ISKCON. So yeah, we have to be
Mm.
careful that we are hearing pure devotion, and then we are safe. So which is why there is need for discrimination all the time. There's need for discrimination. So we have to, and we cannot discriminate unless we have read Prabhupada, unless we have heard Prabhupada. Okay, thank you. श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जगत गुरु श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय।